Sanko licky love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko licky love up on the dam and the gala holla murder.
Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko kissy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko kissy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, police are come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman are come.
Sanko chase the love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko chase the love up on the dam and the gala holla murder.
Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko catchy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko catchy love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, police are come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman are come.
Sanko squeeze the love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko squeeze the love up on the dam and the gala holla murder.
Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko left me love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko left me love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko boy,
You better run.
Sanko boy, police are come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman are come. Sanko,
You better run.
Sanko,
Police are come.
Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, police are come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman are come.
Sanko licky love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko licky love up on the dam and the gala holla murder.
Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko kissy love upon the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko kissy love upon the dam and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, police are come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman are come.
Sanko chase the love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko chase the love up on the dam and the gala holla murder.
Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko catchy love upon the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko catchy love upon the dam and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police are come and the gala holla murder. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, police are come. Sanko boy, you better run. Sanko boy, policeman are come.
Sanko squeeze the love up on the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko squeeze the love up on the dam and the gala holla murder.
Police are come and the gala holla murder. Police come and the gala holla murder. Sanko left me love upon the dam and the gala holla murder. Sanko left me love
attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
All right, hey, guess what? It's 37 minutes after 9 o'clock. My name is Mark Benshap. Hope all is well. What's happening in your neck of the woods? Hey, guess what? A lot of things happening in Guyana, and we've got to pull our socks up. And you know what I mean? Check it out. We've got to pull our socks. Sorry, a little bit of the country twang. Socks, right? You've got to pull your socks up. In some parts of the world, they say socks, right? Good morning. Good morning. Lots of things we want to talk about this morning, right? Because that's what we are about. We talk, we confront, and we expose the corrupt PPP regime and their cohorts. We don't run away from that at all, right? Look at this guy. Look at this Nimakaram. Some of them say that we love to call names, but yes, look at this Nimakaram, this Katahar, this Korhi. Look at him. He claims to be representing Guyanese. I don't know. He's not representing me, right? But he claims to be representing Guyanese. He's in England. He is in England. He has on brown shoes. Not sure if he borrowed that from the controversial RoboCop, because this seemed to be the going thing in Guyana. Brown shoes, similar to the one that RoboCop had on when he lifted that guy up, right? Squeeze that guy, squeeze him by his hand, choke him, and that's the same shoes, I swear. No, we don't make these things up, man. That's the same shoes RoboCop had on. Take a look. That's the same shoes RoboCop had on, right? And look, what's going on? Is this a style in Guyana now? Somebody said pants too short. Well, it's not like the pants is too short, You see, y'all, look, take a closer look at what really happened and why the pants disappear. A few inches of the pants disappeared, just disappeared. Come on, guys. You guys know better, right? Good morning to all of you, beautiful people. And let me say a special good morning to the people, a special good morning to the people in New Amsterdam. That tongue that is going to remain in the hands. Come on, Lemon, get this checkered socks, brown shoes. Well, that brown... It sounds like we talking about Norman Brown for a second, but this is B-R-O-W-N, Brown. This Brown look beat up, washed out, but it's a style. Back in the days, they get stone wash jeans. Well, this look like brown wash shoes, checkered socks, blue suit. Of course, 8 inches of the blue of the pants length disappeared. God in heaven knows where. Don't ask me, but if you take a look, you'll see exactly where it has gone. Red tie, black belt. Good evening to you. Good morning. Am I saying good evening? Good morning. Good morning to you guys. New Amsterdam. We're gonna go in the township this morning. And I should take my headpiece off, right? I don't know. Sometimes I just have it on because I get calls from folks who want to talk things. But New Amsterdam, what's happening? I'm going to check some of your comments out because don't be mistaken. New Amsterdam should never get into the hands of the PPP. Never. But here's why. So special. We're going to talk constructive things, right? Good things. Ain't got time for bray, if you know what I mean, right? This is not a program to bray, right? This is a program where we talk good things. That's what we talk about. That's what we talk about. That's what we talk about. So, what's happening? What's happening in New Amsterdam? That's what I want to find out. John Thompson, today is not nomination day. Now is not the time to nominate for president. And we got to think this thing. We got to think it through, John. We can't jump and nominate people just so dry. We got to think this thing through, my brother. We got to think this thing through, and that whoever is the presidential candidate for the coalition, it's got to be somebody that is with all the people. No promises and weak hearts and so forth. Fighter. That's what we need. Real fighters. We don't need just, oh, I nominate this body. And this is no disrespect to you, John. Mind you, I'm not disrespecting you, my brother. Right? This is not a show where we disrespect people. We respect people. But if you get out of line, then we gotta, talk accordingly, if you know what I mean. So yes, New Amsterdam. Let me see what's happening in New Amsterdam. Forget about Ann John this morning. The farthest she probably went was Belladrum and Tornbach. I'm almost certain that Ann John has never gone to New Amsterdam. Brenda has never gone to New Amsterdam. Ronier has never gone to New Amsterdam. Steve Carew has never gone. I know all the people. I could tell you those who have gone to New Amsterdam and those who haven't gone to New Amsterdam. Let me see who else hasn't gone to New Amsterdam. Fatima Punch, she sung like a quarantine, so you don't know she went through New Amsterdam. Cord Caesar, he sung like a countryman. From Liverpool, Lancaster, Manchester, and them areas there, right? Good morning, Cord Caesar. Cord and I go way back, man. Cord is a good guy. Just imagine, we go way back. Gosh, Cord, we're getting old, man. Give my regards to your family, your beautiful wife, your son, family. Those are things that are important to people. When people step out of line and become disrespectful, men do not do that. Little boys do that. Curse people's family. But Kurt Caesar, good friend of mine, man. Good to see you on the show, my brother. Let me see. I'm looking. Who else never got to New Amsterdam here on this line? Who else never went to New Amsterdam on this line? Cheryl Thomas, she never went to New Amsterdam. The farthest she probably went was Buxton and Tornbach. All right. Good morning to you, Cheryl. Cheryl is nominating herself for president. Now, that's what I like, because Cheryl is a roots. Cheryl is somebody who will fight for her community, fight for her villages. And these are people we want to see, fighters, real fighters, man. Don't just pop out and jump on Kitro Falls and say, I nominate. John Thompson, good morning, man. You're family on this show here. You guys are family. And we defend and protect families, right? That's what we do. So let me see who else never went to Amsterdam. Today's a let me see kind of day. Who else never went to Amsterdam? Anyways, good morning. Whilst we got some things to talk about. Anna French. Let me see, has she gone to Amsterdam? I don't think she ever went to Amsterdam too. Ainsworth Mason, he sung like he never went to Amsterdam as well. Charles McInroy, look like he never even went to Linden. Denise October, nah, wrong bang, never went to Amsterdam. Sandra Fassi, never went to Amsterdam. Barbara Barrington may have gone to New Amsterdam. Matthew Dennison, the farthest he looked like he went was just Liliendahl. Good morning, all of you guys. Mine, Edna Harry Passai. Yeah, she went to New Amsterdam. She another old-time friend of mine, donkey years, gosh. Wayne Caesar never went to New Amsterdam. Diane Stewart, another old friend of mine. New Amsterdam people, yeah. Desiree, New Amsterdam. Lola Greenwich, never went New Amsterdam. Lisa Simon, never went New Amsterdam. Um, Shirma Apple, looked like she was just between Linden and Georgetown. And that's about it. So, good morning to all of you guys. Start off with a little bit. Let me see who else said it went. Paulette Hawk Kippins, she went New Amsterdam. Colin Barnwell, yeah, somebody give you some address in New Amsterdam. You remember those days when we had pen pals? Yeah, there's Colin Barnwell. He bluffing we. He know nowhere else in New Amsterdam. Nowhere else in New Amsterdam he knows. Let me see Margaret Nelson. Them people ain't going to know New Amsterdam, man. All right, but New Amsterdam is a special place. Um, if ever you visit New Amsterdam, because I've had lots of folks went down to the quarantine, they stop at Alnes, Philippi, all over. Those are tourist attraction now. So J.R. Crawford, remember those days when we used to go botanical garden? Well, no, like you're in the botanical garden, people driving down Alnes to see J.R. Crawford, to see the other people. Good morning to all of you guys. I'm not sure if JR is on the live, but New Amsterdam is a special place. It's a township that the PPPC has punished the people in New Amsterdam. Economic stagnation in the town of New Amsterdam. And this upcoming local government elections, we cannot allow the PPP, and I repeat, we cannot allow the PPP to ever take control of New Amsterdam. And now they have some folks who jump over, soup drinkers, you call them, soup drinkers. Because some people, when they're under the same umbrella, they don't like when you describe some of them as soup drinkers. Well, this is a program where we will continue to describe whether they like it or not. Take, for example, let me give you guys an example. Some people worried about how we call people who look at what Mark Phillips. Look at how this was on January 1st. This was when this guy was treasurer and whatever. Wrong, bang. Or we should have never put this guy there as treasurer, but it's done. The guy just couldn't handle whatever it is. He wasn't competent enough, and he just gone away. Now, this is what the guy who sits there as prime minister. And those who like to talk about who people call who house slave and who this and who call people name, look where the name's coming from. The PPP, they think if they go and hook up with the PPP, that the PPP better than some of us who like to highlight the truth. No. Look at what Mark Phillips, the man who sits there as an installed prime minister. Look at him. Hear what Mark Phillips. Mark Phillips is actually, and I don't usually dwell on Mark Phillips. Irrelevant people I hardly dwell on. But this is what Mark Phillips is saying. And I will try to do it in Mark Phillips' voice because he doesn't have a smart voice. He's not really a smart man. And he just there. The silence of Lincoln Lewis, Norman Brown, Black Pudding Man, Mark Benchop, Kidaki Amsterdam, and Rickford Bork is deafening. Well, Rickford gone quiet these days. Morning to whatever Bork is up to, but Bork very quiet these days. He come with a little one and two jabs now and then. But look at who you think Mark Phillips, this house slave, Mark Phillips, is calling Black Pudding Man. Who do you think he is disrespecting and calling Black Pudding Man? This is the man who sits there illegally, of course, albeit, as the prime minister of Guyana and the first vice president. Look at the man said the silence of Lincoln Lewis, Norman Brown, Black Pudding Man, Black Pudding Man. This is the respect that they have for people. He could never fit himself in the same shoes as a David Hines. Never fit himself in the same shoes as a David Hines. And he is addressing David Hines, Dr. David Hines, as Black Pudding Man. And some of them just get in the feelings when we address those who want to hop in and go in bed and wear the red t-shirt. They get vexed when we address them as house slave. Look at this man. You think he has respect for anybody? He doesn't even have respect for himself. Addressing Dr. David Hines as Black Pudding Man and saying that How come we are silent over this matter? Former PNCR treasurer raises accountability. Since when? Since when this house slave, Mark Phillips, is concerned about accountability? And since when he's so concerned about us speaking of accountability, I've held my position about this guy, the former PNCR treasurer. He should not have been there in the first place. He comes out and he starts, oh, you have to sign checks. And look, you sign a check, 2-3 checks or whatever, and whatever, according to whatever he's saying. I don't even know what he's saying, because I have far more important things to think about than he saying that he had to write 2 checks. And anybody could pop out and say, but he write 2 checks. He didn't know all the time when he was treasurer. Yeah, he don't know what this is about. Come on, man. I'm not saying then that that the story, whatever, I'm not sanctioning it, but I'm saying that I don't want this guy, because he get bitter and he get a little angry with some people in the PNC, and he can come out now and talk about checks and this. I want to hear about the billions of dollars that Mark Phillips, the regime that he is part of, that they're stealing taxpayers' monies. That is the sort of accountability I want to talk about. That is the sort of accountability Mark Phillips should be talking about, also known as house slave. That is the thing that I want him to talk about. But you see, Mark Phillips is not going to talk about it. He is not going to talk about it because he's afraid to talk about it, because he's part of that. Do you think he's going to come out? Mark Phillips is going to come out and talk to Mark Phillips, also known as Mitai Man. Do you think he's going to come out and talk about this here? About what happened to this permanent secretary and her phone? No, he is not. But he has to sing for his supper. He has to keep proving himself to the PPP vagabonds, the people that he's tying and eating mitai and pulori with. That is what he's got to do. And so he's not going to come out and sanction this. In fact, he will cover it up. He will join them and cover it up. He's not going to come out and talk about the injustices. He's not going to come out and talk about these sort of shabby looking things they call houses that they're selling to Guyanese for $5 million. He's not going to come out and talk about that. No, he's not. But he's going to put a post up calling on us to talk about this thing that didn't make no sense. This thing that didn't make no sense, he wants us to talk about it. No, Mark Phillips, we want to talk about your corrupt regime. That is what we want to talk about. And then calling David Hines Black Pudding Man. Black Pudding Man. Eh? David Hines should just go and just show you black pudding, show you the black pudding for truth. Sorry about that. You know what I meant, right? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. But David Hines should just do that for truth. You call me Black Pudding Man? All right. Here's black pudding. How much you want? Black Pudding Man, right? These guys are the ones. You guys are naughty. And these are the guys who are so-called leaders. We can do better, guys, can't we? We can do better. Exactly. Josila. Some fancy names. Josila. Exactly. He's not going to come out and talk about Sue. He's not. He's not going to come out and talk about the $214 million US that was supposed to have been audited, unaccounted for. They're not going to talk about these things. But yet this house slave, this mitai man, Mark Phillips, can't even speak. Can't even know yet from his toe. And when he was about, and hear what? Y'all didn't understand this thing, you know. Sorry that I got a song like that. You broke it down. Y'all didn't understand this thing, you know. That Mark Phillips is upset with David Granger. and the coalition. He's not proud of who he is. He's not competent of who he is and his ability because he's not a smart guy. He's a dunce. Mark Phillips is a dunce. Put that aside now. He is upset with the David Granger-led administration because when he retired as chief of staff, oh God, there's another story. How the hell he became chief of staff of the Guyana Defense Force? How on earth? But y'all know why, right? Because Jack Deere make sure that he did something that was illegal, and he sent home about 5 or 6 men that were far more senior than Mark Phillips. And if those gentlemen, those army officers were not sent packing, a thing like Mark Phillips would have never been, or never become the chief of staff of the Guyana Defense Force. Never. He can't even spell Bornham properly. He can't even spell Cheddy properly. Imagine he's spelling Jagan with a G. G-A-G-A-N, Jagan. So after he retired as Guyana Defense Force chief of staff, you know, it was customary, not that it was legal or that it's something that they have to do, but the vehicle that they use as chief of staff, they're allowed to keep it. And so he had a big, expensive vehicle, cost over 20-something million Guyana dollars. And all because David Granger's administration, he wrote asking permission to keep the vehicle for his personal usage. And Granger said no. And he got into his feelings and he got bitter. He's upset and all these manner of things. And then he wanted to take a trip to South Korea at a time when there was an incident with what's going on with Venezuela and Guyana. He, as chief of staff of the army, wanted to go and spend a week in South Korea, doing nothing of importance. So y'all see where the bitterness coming from. And that is what we find. The people who go over and they're wearing the red t-shirt, they're bitter. It's all about them. They're concerned about them. They're not concerned about anything else. You check them. If you think I'm lying, call Barbara Pilgrim right now and ask her. Call Chase Green right now and ask her. Call some of them, call Rastaman and all of them and ask them right now. It's all about self. And when you listen to their stories is often the same. Coalition ain't do nothing for me. Coalition ain't do nothing for me. For 23 years, ask them what the PPP did for them. You ask them for 23 years. You ask them right now. Go down Pitt Street, New Amsterdam. Barbara and others might dare because they're going around recruiting people. They're saying, no man, vote for the PPP and your shop gonna get looked after. We gonna paint your shop and we gonna make sure everything all right. They're going around at the corner when them banners selling a little Molly pill or poppy pill or whatever. They're saying to them on their little ganja, and don't worry, we can make sure you're protected, right? And that is dangerous. Y'all don't buy into these people and their propaganda, their sad stories and so forth. It's all about them. Let me see if they have any of them on this program here right now. Oh, the coalition never do nothing for me. The coalition, it's about me. And those folks are dangerous people. And then now that they feel that they have over to the PPP, that the PPP loves them. They feel the PPP loves them. And they get some detractors too, you know. Oh, that chap was a PPP. Don't worry with me. Jokers, mind you. I just thought I add in that little editorial piece there. Jokers, right? But look at this here now. A former mayor who is under investigation for one of the biggest contracts, corrupt deals, parking meter deals at City Hall. The biggest. And so because they don't want to get caught up, they don't want to go to they don't want to go and get a little lock up and thing. And all these manner of, they don't want it. Some of them don't even want to get locked up for one night. One night they may want to get locked up for. So they feel that the only way out of jail for them is to go and hug up with Tanti Moral. So once they go and hug up with Tanti Moral, they feel that the deal is sealed. You hug up with Tanti Moral, you kiss up Tanti Moral, and Tanti Moral promise you that you go out there and you work for them, that they're going to make sure that everything is all right. And so that is what, look at almost all of them. They're only about, let me see, there are only about 20 of them. It's not a lot. 20 of them. We can count them. Chase Green, whoever else is hiding in the closet didn't come out yet. There's only about 4 or 5 of them in the closet didn't come out yet. Hiding. We know who they are. But look at the ones who came out of the closet. Look at those who came out of the closet. Listen, seriously.
Yeah, this is the elite team. The root team. Strong team.
Number one.
PPP team. Yeah. You understand? PPP all the way. Yeah, one Guyana. Yes.
All in the fort for Monday morning.
In any weather, rain, sun.
We are
in
here.
the night. We there right here. We ain't going nowhere. We all in it for PPP.
Right.
PPP all the way. Yeah, we definitely strong.
Crazy tough.
Yes. Yeah, PPP all the way. Yes.
Big us up.
Yeah.
Look at the stuttering team. The stuttering team. Right now they wake up in Linden. They think the PPP cares about them. You think Jack Day care about them? Jack Day don't care about them. Jack Day laughing them. Right now, Jack Day, if I play this tape back, Jack Day gonna laugh at them. Look, y'all want to hear? Y'all could, if y'all are close to Freedom House, y'all gonna hear. Y'all know Jack Day like laugh like them. I wouldn't even say market lady. You know? Yeah. That's how you guys close to, only big women like laugh like that, right? Look, right now, Jack Day is laughing at them.
Yeah, this is the elite team. The root team. Strong team.
Number one.
PPP team. Yeah. You understand? PPP all the way. Yeah, one Guyana. Yes.
All in the fort for Monday morning.
In any weather, rain, sun.
We are
in
here.
the night. We there right here. We ain't going nowhere. We all in it for PPP.
Right.
PPP all the way. Yeah, we definitely strong.
Crazy tough.
Yes. Yeah, PPP all the way. Yes.
Big us up.
Yeah.
Look, if you're listening from Linden right now and you run into those guys, do me a favor, please. Do me a favor. Sponsor them a puri. Inbox me and I'll find a way for you to get back. How much a puri now? What, $200? And how much for the sour? Extra $20 for the sour? Sponsor them a puri because the PPP doesn't care about them. The PPP doesn't, I repeat, the PPP doesn't care about them. You think the PPP care about these guys? If they walk in Babujan right now, while Jack Dave and Irfan and them get a masquerade going on there, you think the people gonna even want to stand up next to these guys? They don't. They depend on their own. So the PVP approached one of them for a box of food, pork chop and all these things. He now got to go and get a partner so that he could recruit and get an extra box. So when they go at these functions now, they got to stand up next to each other because the PPP ain't want nothing to do with it. And I know Rastaman from Durban Street. And I know Rastaman's heart is not with the PPP. I know Rastaman is not going to be voting for the PPP. And that is good. That is good. That is why we got to continue to send a message to these guys who walk over. Some of them still in the closet, half stepping, frightened to come out. And then when people call them out, they get vexed. They get into their feelings. This other one from New Amsterdam. 50 years. And I don't want anybody to argue that, oh, if the party would do, sorry about that, Paulson. I meant Norton Street. Sorry about that, man. But you know, he just knock about all over on Durban Street all over, right? So the argument with this one here, and she doesn't even have an argument. 50 years she spent with the PNC. You ask her name is Barbara Pilgrim. She got a chance and she was replaced. She was Charandas' replacement. Sorry about that. Charandas' replacement. She got into Parliament as a member of Parliament. You know what she going around the place telling people? That she vexed with the coalition now because them put she back in Parliament because she could have make up she 5 years as a parliamentarian in order to get some full package pension. Y'all, sorry, y'all, I was going to sound like Dr. David Hines. You see me? Of course, you know, I do that with a little humor and respect for Dr. Hines. Or I may be like my good friend, also Lincoln Lewis. Let me tell you something. And this is what I'll say. Let me tell y'all something. These people are selfish. So when they walk around Angoy's Avenue now and they're saying to people, look how for 20-something years the people of Angoy Avenue, New Amsterdam, punished under the PPP. You ask Barbara Pilgrim or any one of them who are right now going around recruiting. You ask them, have you ever been into Angoy Avenue to do anything for the people? You ask Barbara Pilgrim this, even when she was mayor, and I don't know anybody have become mayor these days, even when she was mayor, ask her what has she done for the people of New Amsterdam? Nothing. Even Tuckbuck Park, wherever she's from. Well, she gone out from there now. She's over or probably prepared to move over over in Ryman's-Zorven now, right? Ask, what has she done? Nothing. But all they can do is call, oh, the coalition never do nothing for me. Sorry, I'm sounding like that crazy guy critic. But in reality, the coalition never did nothing for me. I vex because they didn't put me back in Parliament. Put you back in Parliament to do what? Just warm up the seat? Huh? That's it? Is that what they call representation? Why you think we try to say these members of Parliament today got to go out and they got to walk, they got to meet the people, they got to go on the goddamn ground? And we haven't been seeing them much on the ground, but when you talk about them, they get vexed. They get into their feelings. But we don't care who get into their feelings. We're not concerned about that. We don't care who get into their little boy attitude and all sorts of things. We're not concerned about that. Look, walking around now. I remember the days under the PPP, Angoy's Avenue. I know that place well. I know New Amsterdam well. Because apart from talking, we have gone there to empower people, to lift them out of the sort of lifestyle under the forced lifestyle under the PPPC regime. Folks in New Amsterdam, again, I'm addressing you guys. Do not listen to these people. They do not have your interest at heart. Barbara Pilgrim and others should not be talking to you guys about any good lifestyle. Because when she had an opportunity to offer you guys a good lifestyle, she never did. Never did. All she's concerned now is about a little crumbs that she can get at the age of 160 something. Hustling up now complaining that the party didn't do nothing for me. Is it all about these people? Is that what this thing is about? If that was this, I would have said, they didn't do nothing for me too. Let me fix my collar. Sorry about that. But that is what it's about with these people. They didn't do nothing for me. And some of them, when they were in there, they didn't give, some of them on the other hand didn't give a damn about you. They were flipping, they were flopping, they were doing all manner of things. All manner of things. Making deals with people who are basically oppressing you right now. These people can't come and talk to us. I don't want them to talk to us. I reject that. And I don't care what they say about us. They can cuss us. They can do everything. They can cuss our mothers. But you know what I mean? They can do that publicly. All manner of things they can do. I'll take a quick break. I'll be back. We're not done yet with New Amsterdam. And I still have some other things to talk to you guys about. But I want you, since you brushed the flies off your shoulder, I want you guys to listen to this. Listen to this message here carefully. Please do.
The donkey told the tiger.
The grass is blue.
The tiger replied.
No, the grass is green.
The discussion became heated up, and the two decided to submit the issue to arbitration. And to do so, they approached the lion, king of the jungle. Before reaching the clearing in the forest where the lion was sitting on his throne, the donkey started screaming.
Your Highness, is it true that the grass is blue?
The lion replied.
True, the grass is blue.
The donkey rushed forward and continued.
The tiger disagrees with me, contradicts me, and annoys me. Please punish him.
The king then declared.
The tiger will be punished with 5 years of silence.
The donkey jumped for joy and went on his way, content and repeating,
The grass is blue, the grass is blue, the grass is blue.
The tiger accepted his punishment, but he asked the lion,
Your Majesty, why have you punished me? After all, the grass is green.
The lion replied.
In fact, the grass is green.
The tiger asked.
So why do you punish me?
The lion replied.
That has nothing to do with the question of whether the grass is blue or green. The punishment is because a brave, intelligent creature like you can't waste time arguing with a donkey, and on top of that, come and bother me with that question?
So what have we learned from this story? The worst waste of time is arguing with a fool and fanatic who doesn't care about the truth or reality, but only the victory of their beliefs and illusions. Never waste time on discussions that make no sense. For all the evidence presented to them, some people do not have the ability to understand, and others are blinded by ego, hatred, and resentment. And the only thing that they want is to be right, even if they aren't. When ignorance screams, intelligence shuts up. Your peace and tranquility are worth more. Sairam.
Brush the little flies off. They're not important. They're not relevant. They're looking for relevance. But that story, the tiger and the donkey. Interesting. Now back to New Amsterdam. Barbara Pilgrim, that's her. She visited Tanti Morrill in his office and was forced to put on a blouse in order because she was dodging this thing, you know. Just like some of them in the closet, she was dodging this thing and telling people, no, it's not true. She just wants little thing. She just wants little thing for her community. No, she was running, she was dodging. She was running, she was dodging. You guys remember dodgeball days, right? She was running, she was dodging. She was running until Jack Day said, no, come. How come you're not talking publicly about us? And went into Jack Day's office at Freedom House. Got to put on the t-shirt, blouse or whatever blazer she get it from Kwame. Put it on. Oh, guys, come on. I'm on the air. When I'm on the air, you can't text me. I wouldn't be able to see and read your message. Thank you. And so she put on the blouse and she had to go back in New Amsterdam now and officially represent the PPP officially. Officially. But New Amsterdam ain't going into the hands of the PPP. It is not. The PPP doesn't care about New Amsterdam. And the people, 99% of the people in New Amsterdam, do not care about Barbara Pilgrim. They do not care about Barbara Pilgrim and others. Don't be fooled. Good morning to all of you guys who are now joining it. Don't be fooled by these individuals. And so Chase Green get a little cleaning contract. And this is the biggest thing since sliced bread. She go into the communities now, and look who she rounded up. Because this is the value they have for our African brothers and sisters. Give them, and the PPP guys are talking about these things at Freedom House. They're laughing them. They think the PPP loves them. That if they jump up and talk, oh, freedom, and we must all live together. That's what the PPP wants to hear. We must all live together. Why can't we just all get along? That's what the PPP wants to hear because it fits into their agenda, which is to brainwash persons, mainly persons of African descent. Brainwash them. And those of us, the few of us who are fighting back, of course, with the thousands of you, don't know that it's just the few of us on social media that are talking, that you can see talking. But I know there are thousands of you guys behind the scene as well. And that is what we love and appreciate. So they don't have no respect. So what they usually say, oh, yeah, you just give them like my little crumbs and look how they're gonna run and ting up the crumbs. Or you dig a couple of fake charges in them and they run quickly and put up their hands. Oh, can we all just live together? And can we just, because they're afraid of jail. They're afraid of being locked up even for what is right. So the parking meter controversy is still hanging over Chase Green's head. And Chase Green, of course, other issues too that will not be mentioned at this point in time, mind ya. Always time and place. Now look, rung them up quickly and give them got to work for do. People deserve better than this, my friends. People deserve to be treated better than this. And only African Guyanese are being subjected to this sort of treatment. Forget about some of them who want their friends in the PPP and want their charges dropped and nothing is wrong with gutter work. Oh, don't attack the young people in Buxton or the young people in Agricola or in Linden who they're giving, the PPP is giving gutter work to. We got to talk about it. We have to. Now, this is not to put down gutter work, but no government should deliberately target these individuals or any group and subject them only or confine them only for these sort of jobs. And then we must sit and just be thankful in an oil-rich country. We must be thankful, shut our mouths up and don't say anything. And that when we say anything, it is that we are ridiculing these people. No, we're not. We're opening their eyes. And that is what some of them are not bright enough. Sorry that I had to laugh like that. Some of them are not bright enough to even explain or even to make their propaganda sound a little sweetish. Because it's like airheads, they don't understand issues. And so when they don't understand issues, they can't speak about issues. They just can't speak about issues. They're gonna come with a swar. Sorry that you guys didn't get to see my mouth when I said swar. They feel they could swar you guys. And because there are few of us who stand up to the PPPC, who stand up to Jack Deere, who stand up to Air Finale, checkered socks, and these sort of things, they are going to send their people to feel that they could talk up in order to make us crumble. Nah, wrong bang. They're going to have to come harder than that. And even when they come harder than that, it wouldn't work. It has never worked, and it wouldn't work. 107.1 FM. 107.1 FM. Of course, they're targeting us now at the radio station. Of course, they're going to target. But we don't care. We're not going to put our hands up and say, oh, can we all just live together? Please? No. To hell with them. Better days will come. And when you're in a struggle, you never surrender just like that. You don't surrender until there's a good deal for everyone that you're fighting for. Not a good deal for you. It's a good deal for everyone. That is what this fight is all about. What else is happening? You heard of the story of Mars. Sir Mars, brutally murdered last evening. I don't know, this is every single day, it's one thing to the next. Every single day. I don't know what has happened to Guyana, guys. What has happened to Guyana? Tell me, please. Tell me what has happened to Guyana. Every day, 2-3 murders. This, if people in choking policeman, fighting policeman, and all manner of things. There's all of these things happening. We'll get back to this story shortly because the police in this, wanted bulleting them and name nobody them. And they know the names, they know that guy. They know their names. But the police, y'all see how wicked. What did it say? Something about wicked, stink, and whatever else? The police wicked, stink, and y'all finish the rest here. No names, no arrest warrant, no nothing. So what they're saying, that policemen can get beat up in Guyana. But it depends on who is beating the policeman up. It depends on who. So this guy from Boxer named Demon, the police hasn't issued an arrest warrant for he and his friend for beating up a policeman. Now look, whatever story that you want to talk and disrespect in front of, I've gone through it all. The police got to learn also in terms of how you speak to public and so forth. But there are some who believe that police can't talk to them, period. Police can't talk to me. Because if I had meeting on me, it would have been a different story, right? Police can't talk to them. And that is how the PPP has this country right now. Compliments of the PPP. But monkey know what limb to jump on, right? You saw what happened there. The controversial RoboCop, y'all saw what happened there. And now RoboCop got his history, he got his thing still hanging over his head. But y'all see what happened here. And who quiet down quick, like a little mouse. Meow. Well, mouse don't holler like that. Sorry about that. Right? But no wanted bulletin, no effort to arrest, nothing whatsoever. Nothing. Y'all see what's going on in that country? Y'all understand what's going on in that country? Compliments of the PPP. You know what's going to happen? And very soon the PPP will regret all of these things. They will regret all of these things because the very people will turn against them. No arrest warrant, but poor, what's his name, Ogunsi, gone at a public meeting, talk little things at a public meeting, and they issued bulletin for Ogunsi. Wanted. A man talk the truth. And they issued wanted bulletin for him. Others, little minor allegations, and they issued big wanted bulletin for about 6 black persons. African Guyanese, wanted bulletin, money laundering. Wanted bulletin, little marijuana. Everything, wanted bulletin. with a smaller set of people. But the gangsters and the hustlers that are in bed with them, you can't see no wanted bulletin. You can't see these sort of things. You ain't gonna see it. And these people have the nerve to talk about one Guyana. And Guyana is such a beautiful place. Yeah, he goes about talking. The Air Finale, the fake president, goes about talking. Look, is this one Guyana?
Guyana really nice. Guyana, it's a nice place.
You see, that's just what it is. Not a wanted bulletin at all. But poor, look at how that policeman got beaten. Look at how it wasn't easy. Both of them, bam, calm them down. But you saw before how they were treated up. Here are these guys. These guys, something is wrong. Something is wrong with our country, man. Something is wrong. But we oftentimes say this because when the PPPC is in office, these things happen.
They gotta kill me, man. Why you don't know me? They gotta kill me. You know it's me, man. Okay. Bring it forth. Nobody wanna know you. I'm stumbling up when you got from my boy. Got shoot people out there for soul. The face of the fucking star in my
Dark days are ahead in that country under the PPP regime. That is why they've got to be voted out of office. Don't worry with them and this local government and putting on red t-shirt, and some of them who trying to defend the PPP while in their closet and their red t-shirt in their hand. They're defending the PPP. They're afraid to speak out on real issues. They're not going to come out and speak out about these things. They're not going to talk about these things. They're afraid to talk about these things, but they see the easy path out, the easy way out by saying, can't we just all get along? That doesn't work when you're dealing with an oppressive regime. To jump up, anybody can jump up on the rooftop and say, can't we just all get along? That is the easy way out. That is a way out for punks. And there is no nation building in individuals who are talking like that. Don't buy into that propaganda. Don't buy into that narrative. That is why on June 12th, y'all have to go out and vote against the PPP. Vote against them. Corriverton, we get Sugrim, Anil Sugrim, Councillor Anil Sugrim. We've got to ensure that your folks go out there and vote for Anil Sugrim and the opposition team. Go out and vote for them. Vote for those brothers, Anil Sugrim and others who have your best interest at heart and who will stand up for you in Corriverton. So we got to be able to take the townships back one by one, but we must not be able to lose any. Linden must never and will never go into the hands of the PPP. New Amsterdam would never or should never go into the hands of the PPP. Neither should Georgetown. But what the coalition needs to do is to head down to Rose Hall and battle the PPP in Rose Hall. Take away that township from the PPP in Rose Hall. The PPP supporters are upset. Go to Corriverton, battle them, take away Corriverton from the PPP. That is what you've got to do. Now is not time for no, let's all get along crap. It doesn't work in politics. There's not time for that. Now is not the time. Can we just all get along? Can we just all share governance now? No, it's not the time for that talk. It's not. And so all these things that are happening in Guyana every day. Sometimes you go and you look on the news right now, you check out what's happening. If it's not somebody get held for little drugs, and oftentimes the people who get held for little drugs, guess what? The people who get held for little drugs are basically the flat hustlers or those who have been framed. You never hear no big drug lord get held. You never hear anything. You don't hear. You don't hear these things. You just don't hear them at all. There's always some little man in some area hustling. You never hear the ones them who supplying the Molly pills and thing, popping the Molly pills or whatever pills and all these other things getting caught. Those big distributors and suppliers, you're not hearing them. It's always the ordinary man, woman. Always the ordinary people. Let me see some of your comments. We done with... Are we done with... Are we done with New Amsterdam? Sorry about that. Are we done with New Amsterdam? Again, are we done with New Amsterdam? Do we have it straight that you are going to contact all of your relatives and your friends in New Amsterdam? And if you are currently watching from New Amsterdam, Angois Avenue, Pitt Street, and all these different places, Main Street, Ryman's Irvin, Mount Vernon, you name it, all over there, Tuckmore Park, are you all fired up for this election? Don't be fooled. Be fired up. And don't complain. Vote. Go out in your numbers and vote. Things will be better. Things ought to be better. Don't listen to those complaining, but coalition didn't do nothing for them. A government is there to give you an opportunity, yes, to make the playing field level. But you got to stand up and go out and get to. That is why you got to be able to hold your officials them accountable. Anytime you allow your officials them to swear you, nothing in there ain't for you. But you got to be able to stand up and hold all of your officials accountable. All of your officials. Because once they do, and you hold them accountable, they have to do for the entire community, the entire village. Not go into the village and do a road, a piece street in a road because some PPP body there. No, they got to do the whole stretch. The coalition was fair. They were very fair. Look at number 19 road, and I'm talking specifically to the folks on the quarantine. Look at the number 19 road, all the accidents, the deaths, and all these things. Under the PPP regime, they did nothing to reduce the accidents or anything of that number 19 road. The number 19 road is for those of you who are sometime going to visit quarantine. As soon as you come off the Borbis passageway, that so-called bridge that was supposed to be built closer to Stanleytown, New Amsterdam, which would have been a narrower bridge. Jack Dave didn't want the bridge. The PPP didn't want the bridge there because it would have increased economic value and so forth for people in New Amsterdam. Look at the New Amsterdam market. Dead. It used to be vibrant. You go to New Amsterdam market, it's like you go to a flea market on Flatbush Avenue. And so Jack Dale and the PPP didn't want the bridge to be closer to Stanleytown because of the economic value in Rose Hall. So it was deliberately built there, of course, at the at the mouth of the Berbice River. The mouth of the Berbice River, closer there where current will be much more and far more heavier, and then the mouth of the river is wider. And that is where Jagdeo built the Berbice River Bridge against what real engineers advised him. But no, suddenly you have the likes of a Barbara Pilgrim, and I know she just somewhere locked away in her little room, little bed next to she, and a box of chicken, right? Me know what is my name, Ben Sharp, and me even know you. I think I met him one time, you know. We don't the one in the class that was right for cussy but him, you don't right? Yeah, me I can work on the one mark, you know. What me incense there? Neighbor, lend me an incense now. The neighbor run with the incense. She ain't get no light, she ain't get no match. Me other neighbor, lend me a box of match till tomorrow. No, Jack, they're gonna send a little sick thing for me. Jack, Dale. It's like a little skit that is happening there with these clowns. Their conscience, though. Their conscience. Their conscience. Some of them don't even have that. Now let's move to New Amsterdam. Let me see before we move away from New Amsterdam. Before we move away from New Amsterdam, let me see what Azad said. Azad, what's going on, my friend? Salaam alaikum. Azad is saying here, New Amsterdam Town Council right now have some dead weight. Well, good. Right now, and if the mayor is responsible because she sits there with the dead weight around her, you see, and you know, I can't disagree with Azad. Is that is why we've got to have vibrant people, vibrant representatives. We don't want representatives who feel that because they go in a salon and put on a little hair and makeup and them thing, or they run in somebody stall and buy a tie or buy a shirt, that is supporting and that they're mixing with the artist. You heard what Azad said there? And I have to agree with Azad. Our representatives have to be there on the ground. They don't have to be 24/7, but it got to be often visits on the ground. When was the last time a team from the coalition walked through Angois Avenue, walked through those places, walk through, stop, talk to the people? They need to get back, and I hope the leadership of the PNC and the coalition, they're watching. They need to get back on the ground. Forget about this, taking a quick selfie and go on social media and post it. That doesn't work. Leave that for us. Leave that for us. Because you know what? And 2 times we love our selfies. Well, I'm the bottom of the list. Y'all know Burke love his selfie. Brown love his selfie. All Brown took him yesterday. Selfie, Brown took it. I was expecting the protest in England yesterday. Good morning to Norman Brown. But forget it. Leave the selfie for us. Leave the selfie for Sandra Steele and all of you guys. Lynette Nelson, let we take the selfie. We don't want our elected officials to feel that their only form of representation to us or for us is by walking around and take 2 quick selfie and they post it. No, we don't want that. It is not going to work. It's not what we're looking for, mind you. Not what we're looking for. And when you talk, they vex, man. They get vexed, the bumps raised, they get emotional, and all manner of things. All manner of things. All manner of things. Yeah, sorry about that. And so, you know, you're getting stuff where individuals, getting some videos and stuff coming in. And thank you guys who are sending in your information and so forth. But sometimes on the live, it's difficult to stop. So Michelle Lampkin, let's see what Michelle is saying. The PPP goes into strongholds. I wonder why PNC don't go into PPP strongholds. That is so correct. Don't sit and complain at the PPP going in Linden. Go in Port Morant. Go in Port Morant, go in Blackbush Pola, go in Mybury, go in Lesbiola, go in Johanna. All those are places in Blackbush Pola. Go Corriverton, go with a team. Go talk to those people. They are also affected. They are all upset at the PPP. They are very upset. They don't like what the PPPC is doing. You know? So come on. Come on, guys. Wake up before it's too late. Don't allow those who are sitting on the fence and those who want favors from the PPP to brainwash you. I know you guys are way smarter than that, of course. Some of them are surprised. They got caught off guard. They didn't realize that you're smarter than that. They thought that you guys were going to fall for their propaganda. And now the police are investigating, the police investigating the alleged murder committed. How is it alleged? The alleged murder. Alleged murder. It's a murder. The murder committed. It was a murder. Cold-blooded murder. Mars was murdered. And that's what it is. Whatever the circumstances, I don't know. And that's what the police have to investigate and find out. We don't want to hear that the suspect was found dead with a self-inflicted wound. Just watch out for that. With a self-inflicted wound. Because you're hearing that both armed themselves with knives and they joke up and all these things according to the police. And now, mind you, the police gonna run and they're gonna talk about this and the investigations and the suspect and all, but them chaps who beat up that policeman mercilessly, you ain't hearing about them. You ain't hearing that the police looking for them or anything. And y'all see what's going on, right? Y'all see. Condolences to the family and friends and colleagues of Sir Mars. Let's see where this investigation is going to head. You don't hear the police going out looking and questioning this guy over paper shards. You're not seeing these things in Guyana. You're not. But when these things happen, guess what? They jump and they persecute individuals who have been able to open our eyes about wrongdoings, as they would have done to this guy, Detective Sergeant Dion Bascom. He now becomes the bad guy. He is the bad guy. You haven't heard any investigation about this here, the brutal beating the businessman received from security guards at Jumbo Jet Security. You're not hearing anything about these sort of things. And then they feel that this now died down. This died down. They want it to die a natural death. This, you haven't heard anything about this. This is the guy who pulled his gun on another guy in the drive-through, I believe, of or somewhere in front of Starbucks. You're not going to hear anything about this. You're not going to hear about this thing. The chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission. You're not going to hear anything about the forgeries and all manner of things. But yet some people just want us to fold our hands up like pussycats and say, can't we just all forget about all the miseries? Forget about all that the PPP is doing. And can we just all get along? Can we, please? Forget about the Ben Shop talking their stupidness. Forget about him. Can we just all get along? Please? Can we just have shared government just like that? People just wake up just like that and they talk their dotishness. The opposition. Maybe we can talk about that later on tonight. But they need to wake up. They really need to wake up. And they got to get good people around them, quality people in office. Quality people. Majority of the members of parliament still quiet. Some of them, I'm told, have been quiet by the leadership. If that is accurate, now is not the time for that. Now is not the time for that. We have been battling on social media and other places, the PPPC, and their back is against the wall. Jack Dale said it. He said they're losing the social media battle, despite the fact they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on NCN, displays, their friends, radio stations, TV stations, all manner of things, hundreds of millions of dollars. And Jack Dale complaining that they're losing the battle. And so to lose the battle, they send some of their friends think that they could distract us. Just like sending ants to deal with an elephant. Or a donkey to deal with a tiger. Before I go, I want to replay this story about the donkey and the tiger.
The donkey told the tiger.
The grass is blue.
The tiger replied.
No, the grass is green.
The discussion became heated up, and the two decided to submit the issue to arbitration. And to do so, they approached the lion, king of the jungle. Before reaching the clearing in the forest where the lion was sitting on his throne, the donkey started screaming.
Your Highness, is it true that the grass is blue?
The lion replied.
True, the grass is blue.
The donkey rushed forward and continued.
The tiger disagrees with me, contradicts me, and annoys me. Please punish him.
The king then declared.
The tiger will be punished with 5 years of silence.
The donkey jumped for joy and went on his way, content and repeating,
The grass is blue, the grass is blue, the grass is blue.
The tiger accepted his punishment, but he asked the lion,
Your Majesty, why have you punished me? After all, the grass is green.
The lion replied.
In fact, the grass is green.
The tiger asked.
So why do you punish me?
The lion replied.
That has nothing to do with the question of whether the grass is blue or green. The punishment is because a brave, intelligent creature like you can't waste time arguing with a donkey, and on top of that, come and bother me with that question?
So what have we learned from this story? The worst waste of time is arguing with a fool and fanatic who doesn't care about the truth or reality, but only the victory of their beliefs and illusions. Never waste time on discussions that make no sense. For all the evidence presented to them, some people do not have the ability to understand, and others are blinded by ego, hatred, and resentment. And the only thing that they want is to be right, even if they aren't. When ignorance screams, intelligence shuts up. Your peace and tranquility are worth more. Sairam.
All right. Interesting message, right? The tiger and the donkey. Tiger is right here. The donkey, you guys figured that out already. You're smart folks. But so the U.S. State Department energy official for Guyana visit, the official will be in Trinidad, probably is in Trinidad already, and then after Trinidad, we'll hop over to Guyana to have discussion about energy. And just about now, I'm going to bid you guys farewell until later today. Rhonda Lane, good morning to you. Hope all is well. And let me just remind you guys about the name callings and that the PPP is notorious about that. And we don't want anybody to lecture us about who called who slave and how slave and these. We don't want that at all. And look at Mark Phillips, how disrespectful he is. Black pudding man. Nobody's gonna. Those who are offended by name callings and all, they're not gonna jump and say anything to Mark Phillips. They're not gonna tell Mark Phillips, suck up. They're not gonna do that. They're not, and we all know why. Come on, guys, we all know why. Take a listen to this other Nimakaram, this other God in heaven knows whatever names to call him. Take a look at and what he said about David Hines.
Mr. Watts, he is armed himself. Shots, watch it, tear gas. Live rounds, also I can see that.
But since my cousin there, you come on the East Coast. You listen to me. Right? You come on the East Coast. You listen to me. You gotta listen to me too, man. I am listening to you. Now, I see you on the East Coast. The day when they get a protest of them, the next day, that's when you see one bigger heads come up to talk to my family. Right? And that's bad. If we didn't do a protest, you want to see nobody for justice. You see? I'm not holding back nothing. I'm not holding back nothing. I just need justice for my family. I get visitors all of a sudden. All of a sudden, you all have visitors. This is Joker. Who is that Joker? That piece of plum.
Called Dr. David Hines a joker, called him a clown, and that clown calling Dr. David Hines a clown, that clown calling Dr. David Hines a joker, and this joker calling Dr. David Hines black pudding man. Y'all see where all these name callings coming from, right? And then those house slaves and soup drinkers jumping over into the arms of these big jokers. And the bumps raise when we call them house slaves and soup drinkers. My name is Mark Benchap. I'll see you guys later on. Later on. I'll see you guys later on. God bless you all, as always. And ensure when you're going out there, dress appropriately. Please do. Don't dress as though you're in a circus. I love you guys. Until later on, God bless you. I'll see you all. If there's anything else pops up for the day, I will be back. But if not, I'll see you guys at 9 o'clock for some more information. Lots of information. That's how we do it here on 107.1 FM. So long.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
The donkey told the tiger.
The grass is blue.
The tiger replied.
No, the grass is green.
The discussion became heated up, and the two decided to submit the issue to arbitration. And to do so, they approached the lion, king of the jungle. Before reaching the clearing in the forest where the lion was sitting on his throne, The donkey started screaming.
Your Highness, is it true that the grass is blue?
The lion replied.
True, the grass is blue.
The donkey rushed forward and continued.
The tiger disagrees with me, contradicts me, and annoys me. Please punish him.
The king then declared.
The tiger will be punished with 5 years of silence.
The donkey jumped for joy and went on his way, content and repeating,
The grass is blue, the grass is blue, the grass is blue.
The tiger accepted his punishment, but he asked the lion.
Your Majesty, why have you punished me? After all, the grass is green.
The lion replied.
In fact, the grass is green.
The tiger asked.
So why do you punish me?
The lion replied.
That has nothing to do with the question of whether the grass is blue or green. The punishment is because a brave, intelligent creature like you can't waste time arguing with a donkey, and on top of that, come and bother me with that question?
So what have we learned from this story? The worst waste of time is arguing with a fool and fanatic who doesn't care about the truth or reality, but only the victory of their beliefs and illusions. Never waste time on discussions that make no sense. For all the evidence presented to them, some people do not have the ability to understand, and others are blinded by ego, hatred, and resentment. And the only thing that they want is to be right, even if they aren't. When ignorance screams, intelligence shuts up. Your peace and tranquility are worth more. Sai Ram.